2025 board meeting of the Union County Board of Education to order. Motion to approve for approval of the agenda. Second. All in favor? Let us all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Colors. Hope. Individual left turn. March. Left. 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 Right. Colors. Hope. Green. Then. Colors.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Carry. Colors. Ready. Cut. Individual right turn. March. Left. 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 Right. Forward. March. Left. 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 Right. Left. 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 Right. Left. Left. Left.
Thank you, everybody. We will now have our John Crowder Award, Reverend Kirkpatrick.
For over 3 decades, John H. Crowder dedicated his life to supporting the youth of Union County. In honor of his enduring contributions and lasting impact, the Union County Board of Education presents the John H. Crowder Service Award every month to recognize exceptional high school students who actively contribute to their school and community. Recipients of this award excel academically and possess a well-established track record of community involvement. Tonight, we award the March John H. Crowder Service Award to a Forest Hills High School senior. Alexandra Florentino participates in chorus, theater, and musical productions, taking on roles in every school musical. Her love for music goes beyond the classroom, as she has been selected for prestigious audition choirs, including 2 years with Mars Hills Festival Choir and the Charlotte Masters Chorale Youth Artist in Residence. She is also a member of the UCPS All-County Chorus. Alexandra is a standout athlete and serves as the captain of the swim team. She balances her commitments while maintaining involvement in multiple honor societies, including National Honor Society, National English Honor Society, Mu Alpha Theta, and National Athletic Honor Society, where she serves as secretary. She is also the president of the Performing Arts Club and an active Beta Club member. She has volunteered at local elementary schools through these honor societies, helping with field days, fall festivals, and holiday gift exchanges. Alexandra balances 2 jobs while still making time to complete a minimum of 76 hours of community service yearly. One of her most memorable experiences is participating in the Special Olympics, where she has the opportunity to work one-on-one with students. Alexandra will be attending Western Carolina University's Brinson Honor College to study forensic science with a focus on chemistry. Board members and those who are assembled here today, please join me in congratulating Alexandra Florentino as the March 2025 recipient of the John H. Crowder Service Award. Keep up the good work.
We now have our influences. Dr. Plouffe.
Good evening. We're excited to celebrate 2 outstanding employees who have been named UCPS Influencers for March. This program recognizes the dedication, passion, and exceptional work ethic of UCPS staff members who go above and beyond daily. What makes the UCPS Influencers program special is that these honorees are nominated by our staff, students, families, and community members. the very people who witness their positive impact every day. I am honored to present Christina Montgomery, an exceptional children's teacher at Shiloh Valley Primary, and Candace Farmer, a behavior modification technician at South Providence School. I will now invite the nominators to the podium to read the submissions and recognize the honorees' accomplishments. Jeff Lyons, can you please come up?
Good evening. I'm Jeff Lyons. I'm a parent of a student at Shiloh Valley Primary School. You're already here. This is Miss Montgomery. She's responsible for our CBSS classroom, which is a special setting that works with special needs children while still conforming to the Common Core curriculum, with an additional focus on communication, behavioral, and social skills. This classroom includes kindergarten, first and second grade all together in a single room. Every student in this room has a detailed set of specific and special needs. These extra challenges are met and surpassed by Miss Montgomery and her team, right there, with enthusiastic determination. For me, like any parent, it's hard to entrust your child to someone you don't know, let alone your verbally limited special needs child. But from day one, she earned my respect and my trust and has held it without question to this day. Her positivity, kindness, and dedication to these kids is astounding and well-deserving of this recognition. In the first weeks that she had been with my daughter, we saw an immediate improvement in both language and self-control. And in the weeks and months that followed, we have seen an absolute explosion in communication, behavioral, and academic skills. Thank you for truly loving my child and doing everything in your power to create an inclusive and enjoyable learning experience for her and her classmates. Thank you for pushing through the challenges you face on a daily basis to provide a path of success for some of our most vulnerable students. I could not be more impressed and am so grateful to have Ms. Montgomery in our lives.
Alfonso Olden.
Good evening. How's everybody doing? Good evening. I am AJ Olden, a distance learning facilitator at South Providence School. Ms. Farmer, well, she's already here. Ms. Farmer goes above and beyond to build relationships with students. She empowers our admin team by supporting their efforts. She is compassionate, caring, and firm with our student body. She embodies the spirit of a professional mentor, and she is hardworking. Her efforts go beyond the school building, and she frequently extends her work into the local community. She brings wonderful energy to work daily, and she's always considerate of everyone else. She embraces hard moments and uses it as inspirational fuel to motivate each student. She is collaborative, and she brings diverse approaches in meetings. She is the epitome of a good leader, and she makes everyone around her better. Thank you, Ms. Farmer.
I will now read the UCPS Influencers Proclamation from the Board of Education and Dr. Hulihan. Whereas the Union County Board of Education values the hard work of each employee within the district. Whereas performance is an essential part of district operations. Whereas Christina Montgomery and Candace Farmer exemplify the performance, dedication, and teamwork essential to the success of the district and its students. Now, therefore, we, the Board of Education for Union County Public Schools, and Dr. Andrew G. Hulihan, Superintendent, hereby proclaim Christina Montgomery and Candace Farmer as the UCPS Influencers for the month of March 2025. Congratulations on this outstanding honor, and thank you for all that you do to be a positive influence on others and each and every of the day.
Thank you, Reverend Kilpatrick, and thank you, Dr. DePloux. We will now enter into public comments. At every regular meeting of the board, up to 60 minutes have been allotted for public comments. The board will not respond to public comments. However, a member may ask that the chairman obtain clarification. Residents, parents, students, and employees of the district will receive priority on the list of speakers. If a speaker is not present when his or her name is called, the opportunity to speak will be considered waived. Only persons signed up may speak. Speakers may not give their time to another person or have someone speak on their behalf. Speakers may address the board for a maximum of 3 minutes. The board will not hear in open session 1, complaints about the performance of school personnel; 2, personnel issues; 3, confidential student issues. Should a speaker wish to seek information or share items that may not be shared during public comments, members of the UCPS cabinet staff are available to address your concerns or provide information. Cabinet staff members are seated at the table to my left. Our first speaker tonight is Mr. David Portillo Delgado. I hope I said that right. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Today is March 11th, 2025, and the UCPS School Board meets in the wake of the recent walkout at Monroe High School, where students exercise the right to freedom of speech entitled to them by the United States Constitution, and the Monroe High students had 3 demands. The first and second applies to UCPS, and the third applies to the United States as a whole. Keep in mind that these 3 demands are an expression of the suffering of the students at Monroe High and the eye bags that they go to class with every day. 1, UCPS never allows ICE into UCPS schools. 2, statement declaring UCPS schools are safe zones from ICE. And 3, an end to mass deportations. Today, I speak as a student of Monroe High School. As UCPS did not comment on any of the demands of the brave and heroic students of Monroe High. This leaves the students to believe that UCPS will collaborate with ICE. UCPS has contributed to a paranoia that looms the hallways of Monroe High School. The failure of UCPS to declare UCPS schools safe zones is to not declare schools safe zones is a failure of UCPS to protect students, because students do not feel safe from armed men who are roaming the streets of the United States. I simply ask that the UCPS board acknowledge the demands of the brave and heroic students of Monroe High, and who stood up on March 5th and said, no, ICE is not welcomed here. That is all.
Our next speaker is Ingrid Portillo.
Good evening, everyone. I want to start by bringing back some points from last board's meeting. Last board meeting of February 4th, 2025, board members mentioned that there was procedures and policies in place in case of ICE present at Union County Public Schools. The public and parents are not thoroughly made aware of those policies and procedures. The information involving said policies and procedure posted on UCPS Facebook page were vague and unprofessional and unavailable to non-English speakers, parents that are most affected by this protocol. Following a walkout from Monroe High School, I've been involved in making UCPS procedures and policies more parents aware that do not speak English. I also want to add and mention about the walkout that many SORs are taking way overreach on students in approaching and talking to students without the parents being present. It's an overreach that we were made aware of as students were being questioned outside school grounds and in school grounds. My child was one of those students who was approached by an SOR, but my child knows her rights. She did not speak with them. We are aware of them asking a lot of questions to students without the parents or legal representation in school grounds, and parents who do not speak English are not made aware of this overreach by UCPS and questioning our students and their information. And if UCPS is providing students information to the SORs, they're also providing parents information. So we want a statement from UCPS about the policies that are in place because they're not aware from non-English speakers. And you know, Monroe is a well-diverse county, that we have multiple families that need to be made aware of those policies. And also, why are students being questioned by Monroe Police Department without them being aware? And if they are being questioned, why are they removing their cell phones when they're being questioned by the SORs in school grounds? Thank you for listening.
Our next speaker is Jen Sanders.
Hi, everyone. So I want to first apologize for my outburst from last month. I tried to catch every one of you as you walked out to apologize in person. The ones I couldn't, I emailed. That was unprofessional and completely out of character for me. Please understand that that was not directed at you personally, that was an outburst on my end because I've been so passionate about fighting for teachers and funding and just the raise it hit me. So I do apologize to each and every one of you. Okay. And Sandra, I want to take an extra moment to say thank you for talking to me and being raw and authentic with me. I know we don't always see eye to eye. Thank you for telling me about how you interact with facial things. I have a bit of Tourette's, which for me is like physical. So when I get super nervous, I make a lot of body movements. So now I'm aware. So I just wanted to say that to you personally. Okay. And obviously I was pretty upset about the stipend and the breakdown being that, yes, the teachers did get a stipend raise equals to less than $20 a week for them. And when they work, 60, 70 hours a week, $20 is not very much. So, but that brings me to the situation of the Department of Education here. We all know that federally the Department of Education cannot be dissolved without congressional input. So I'm not going to fearmonger there, but what I am going to say is that they can bleed us dry. They can find ways to keep money from actually coming into states. And where their start is in North Carolina, gets $3.9 billion from the state government or from the federal government. And that does things for 504s, IEP, special needs families, including lots of other things I've mentioned in the past. But listening to that father talk about how much that teacher has made a difference in his kid's life, those are the things that we're going to miss and we're going to lose because our federal government is going to defund public education. So it's really important that, again, you guys are going to go to the state, fight for teachers' funding, really continue to push that bill to pay our teachers, but also have them stand up against defunding the Department of Education. That's really important. And then also, it just brings me back to all the programs and DEI being a big catchphrase for everyone. I know that they're going to put a lot of executive orders on the agenda, and I just want to find out ways that we can work together as a community to protect all 41,000 students in Union County. Thank you.
All right, thank all those that spoke. Approval of the minutes for the February 4th meeting.
So moved.
Second, all in favor? Aye. Motion for the consent agenda? Second. All in favor? Aye. Dr. Houlihan?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, Board, and good evening, Union County Public Schools. I want to begin with a few celebrations. For the past few weeks, staff has been out in schools surprising teachers and administrators with really great news. We have named our top 5 finalists for Teacher of the Year, Assistant Principal of the Year, and Beginning Teacher of the Year. And tomorrow, we will announce our top 5 finalists for Principal of the Year. As a reminder, our winners will be announced live at our U Award celebration in May, and I'd like to give a big congratulations to all of these amazing educators and leaders. As you may have seen on TV recently, March Madness has officially begun across the nation. Many college basketball teams are currently striving to win their conference and soon to be national championship. The same is also applying right now for our Union County Public Schools elementary schools. Books and brackets is still going strong, and I want to congratulate our Elite 8 schools who are headed to Wingate University for our 9th celebration. We will name our winner on March the 28th, and I want to say best of luck to our Final 4, Indian Trail Elementary, Poplin Elementary, Sandy Ridge, and Weddington. So best of luck, and we look forward to crowning a new champion. And last, UCPS will hold its annual career fair on Saturday, April the 12th from 9 to 11 at Weddington High School. We will be looking to hire teaching and non-teaching positions. Vacancies are posted on our website, and if you plan to attend, please register online through our Applitrack system. That concludes my report. Thank you.
That was quick.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, Dr. Houlihan. And I want everybody to know that, where's Mr. Hyra? Mr. Hyra, I changed my flight to make books and brackets, so I'm excited. I'm gonna be there. Amen. All right. We're now going to have a presentation concerning the Health Service Academy at Monroe High School by Dr. Rogers, Dr. Plough, and Dr. Tyson.
I'll start it.
And
I'll start it.
okay, Dr. Houlihan is going to take the lead, and then
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So, board members, last week at our curriculum committee, staff and I proposed a strategic staffing initiative very specifically to the Health Sciences Academy at Monroe Middle School. As you are very well aware, through former ESSER dollars, we have been providing strategic staffing initiatives at many of our schools. Monroe Middle School is no different to that. This one is a little bit more targeted and a little differentiated from years past. It is very laser-like focused on specific grade level and specific types of teachers that we are looking for. What this proposal really boils down to, in my opinion, is the fact that we know we will have vacancies at this school next year. As you'll see, and as a reminder, Monroe Middle School is has been a long-standing, low-performing middle school that we are continuing to strive to move forward and move out of that designation each year. We have a high number of teachers there that are alternatively licensed, as well as a high turnover rate. And we know that when it comes to getting outcomes for kids and increasing achievement, the quality of the classroom teacher is where it begins. And so with vacancies in mind for the next year, we're trying to be very proactive to put something out there to the public that would make someone become more incentivized financially to come to Monroe Middle School with some key caveats around their performance. So I'll turn it over to our staff. I do want the board to know that this did come out of curriculum committee unanimously with the request that the full board hear the presentation this evening. So I'll turn it over to Dr. Tyson
All right,
first.
thank you, Dr. Houlihan, and we will get started. Of course, Dr. Plough will talk a little bit about why we should strategically staff HSA at Monroe Middle School. I think Dr. Houlihan did a great job of highlighting the reason. One thing you will hear is this is laser focused on grade 8. Laser focused on grade 8. So I'll turn it over to Dr. Houlihan.
So I think
Dr. Plough.
mostly repeating what Dr. Houlihan's already said, and not just to repeat it, but just to make sure we put an exclamation point. Why Monroe Middle School? Again, it is a school that we are looking to continue to invest in to improve its performance, to move it out of low performing status. And as you can see on the screen, it has the highest turnover rate in our district, and that turnover rate creates vacancies and oftentimes creates filling those vacancies with newer less experienced teachers. And so the purpose of this is not just to address those vacancies, but to try to address them with high quality experienced teachers that can step in and make an immediate impact on the performance of the students at Monroe Middle School. And of course, we have done some surveying of our teaching body, and we do know that we have teachers in our district who say for additional incentives, they would be willing to move and teach in one of our higher needs middle schools. So we have that data. And so with all that in mind, we've come up with a plan. And I'll turn it over to Dr. Tyson to go
Right.
over the details.
So the details are on the screen and you can process. We would use our EVOS data, which is teacher growth data, and our target is 8 highly effective 8th grade teachers to move into grade 8 at Monroe Middle School. And you can see the compensation package that we have listed. It is $7,500 to go, which would be paid at the beginning of the contract, $7,500 at the end of year one. So that's $15,000 for year one. Then when they go back to start year two, they would be paid $7,500 to begin. And then the fourth installment payment would be $7,500, and it would come at the end of the contract, at the end of year two. But that would be contingent on whether or not their students at Monroe Middle School during year one makes growth. These teachers are making growth and have a history of making growth with students across the county, and some at Monroe Middle School currently who would be eligible to apply for this position or these positions. And keep in mind, but to get that fourth installment, they would have to make growth with the students that they are actually working with at Monroe High School. It's a 2-year commitment, and we would market this program and this opportunity inside Union County, but also across the state. We would post it publicly so anyone outside who could bring us a 3-year average that would meet the criteria in EVOS that has long-standing performance, they could apply, and they could be eligible to apply for this position or these positions. Dr. Rogers is going to just show this down in a breakdown.
Yeah, so right here, we're taking a look at putting the same information in a timeline context. So when we think about year one, this is the recruitment year. So the first installment will be paid in August of 2025. Of course, this is with a 2-year commitment, a 2-year contract in place. At the end of year one, in June 2026, that second installment would come. And then beginning year two, this is considered the retention year. At the beginning of the year, in October of 2026, that third installment would come to these 8th grade teachers. And at the end of the year, in June 2027, that fourth and final installment will come only if the growth ratings are positive, as Dr. Tyson had mentioned. And the contract does require the completion of the second year.
And so really next steps, if the board gives us the go-ahead to move forward tonight, we're going to begin marketing this opportunity tomorrow. That's why we have March 12th. Of course, Human Resources has job postings that are ready to go. We have been working with our technology department so we could target these specific teachers inside our district with the job posting. And then the goal would be for us to move as quickly as possible so we could be ready to move forward, hopefully May 1st. We know that's very aggressive, but we also know that we need to move in a timely manner because of a sense of urgency in this situation.
So I'll just close, then we'll open it up for questions. This is a strategy that we hope will be successful in terms of recruitment and retention of high quality staff. If this is successful at the end of year one, we would certainly come back to this board for additional ideas to move to a different grade level the following year. This also could be applied in other schools right here within Monroe that are designated as restart schools. You might be asking, well, what's the budget impact? There is no budget impact locally. We will be funding this through our statewide program called Restart. And so we have other restart schools. And so if this is a successful strategic staffing initiative, this could certainly be applied to other schools in terms of generating recruitment of highly effective teachers where we have specific vacancies. So we'll end there and open the floor for any questions from the board.
Thank you, Dr. Houlihan. We're going to allow Reverend Kirkpatrick to lead us out in questions tonight. This was something that was near and dear to him. Reverend Kirkpatrick.
Thank you, Reverend Benson. So I understand the I would say, the drastic need for some improvement at Monroe Middle. And I know that teachers are definitely the driving force of educating the kids. So you all mentioned about after the 2 years, once they have improved or make growth, the teacher or teachers are able to transition back to or just go wherever they want to go.
So, yeah, so that would be a human resource issue at
Right.
that point in time. If that teacher decided at the end of 2 years that they wanted to in their time at Monroe Middle, then they would be allowed to reapply for employment, not necessarily guaranteed back where they came from, but at a different school. But of course, one of our goals here would be to study and evaluate this 2-year plan and then either replicate it, expand it, if we are seeing the results that we hope to see with it. And so hopefully if we were able to do that, we would be able to retain some of these teachers.
And the focus is 8th grade. And how many teachers would that be again?
So we're targeting 3 math, 3 English, 3 English language arts, and 2 science, so a total of 8. And they are targeted for 8th grade, and that is because we can feel like we can have a bigger impact with science being also a tested subject in 8th grade, as well as we believe this could reverberate to the high school as those students, if we're able to have the impact with these 8th grade students the following year. And then again, like I said, we could evaluate and see if we want to move to other grade levels in the expansion at the end, if we're getting a return on investment.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I have one. So do teachers have access to this EVAS data to know if they qualify for the program?
Yes, teachers have access to their individual EVAS data. Of course, they can review, but we're going to send the teachers that we have identified inside of our district an email with the job posting explaining, if the board approves tonight, that they are eligible to apply. And let me stress, apply. There's no guarantee. But of course, if it was someone outside the district, they would have to provide that to us when they applied. Teachers have access to their individual data, but it is personally identifiable information. The only reason we have it is because we man it at the district level through our accountability and research department.
I have a question. After the end of year 2, if they met or exceed, is that for the year 2 or both years?
So to receive the $7,500, the 4th installment at the end of the 2nd year, they would actually have to meet or exceed during year 1. EVAS is tricky. Okay, it's the final calculation that teachers receive. If you recall, when we get our school performance grade, we get a growth status for the school. But that is what comes in September. Teachers do not get their individual EVAS growth until potentially November. It is the final piece of data that they receive. So it would have to be a year 1 growth status or metrics that provides that 4th installment.
Okay.
I have a question. You mentioned that you have a list already of several teachers that are eligible, I guess. How many are those?
Just over 100.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. I was trying to I thought it was like 10 and I'm like, we
No,
don't have 8.
just over 100 in the district. Now, I can't verify until we begin working with technology. Every one of those are still in that current location, but we have over 100 eligible
Within the county.
within Union County Public Schools at middle schools.
Okay, that was my next question. Thank you.
What would happen to the teachers that are currently in these roles that are not eligible to apply for the position?
So we anticipate, based on the vacancies that already exist currently at Monroe Middle, plus other staff that we are indicating that they plan to leave the school, that we will be able to handle this through natural attrition. But what we do know is most likely we would have an 8th grade teacher that might have to be moved to another grade level within the school. And we met with the representative staff of the staff at Monroe yesterday and went over this process with them. And it was met with, certainly a lot of questions on their end, similar to the questions y'all are asking oftentimes. But also I think the idea to them is it's a welcome idea, I think, overall.
So you said it was mentioned to the staff on yesterday. So how I heard that, but you can feel the body language of individuals. How do you feel that not just what they said, but the feeling in that room?
We felt like it was received overall very positively. Obviously, not everybody in the room spoke, and it's very difficult to know what everybody was thinking. But it was not the entire staff. It was a leadership representative group of the staff, and it was received very positively. We think overall that was our feeling.
Yes, sir. You mentioned about the turnover rate, 35% turnover rate. What have been some of the reasons for that?
So, when teachers leave a school in the state of North Carolina, there's a standard form that they complete with a standard group of reasons. And the 3 reasons that we typically see, not just at Monroe Middle School, but in our schools, is they're leaving to go to teach at another school, they are leaving our district to go teach in another LEA, or they're leaving the profession and changing their overall vocation. Those are the 3 reasons we see. It's not real specific. But of course, we do see at many of our schools a lot of movement within our district, and we have seen some movement outside the district to places that, either closer to their homes or possibly that they anticipate making a higher local supplement.
Money will make a lot of people change professions. And I think that goes into another conversation that we've been hearing for the past few months about funding going into education for teachers. I'm a firm believer there's a lot of great teachers who are not teaching because of not having a livable wage and doing something that they love to do, And so I'm hoping that that's something that we as a board will be able to start really advocating more about, is paying teachers, allowing the opportunity for great teachers who are out there to come and do what they love. And it's a great thing to do what you love and get paid for it and go home and enjoy it. I'm battling, but I understand the need for what needs to take place. And I'm hoping that this will not destroy the culture, because every teacher that's a good teacher over there may not be a good teacher over here. And when I say over there, I'm not talking about a specific area, but I'm just saying who's not here. And that can definitely be a challenge because Monroe has a beautiful culture, and that makes, because of the culture of Monroe, that is why we have diversity, equity, and inclusion, that I believe it shows the uniqueness of individuals and what they present and what they provide. So I'm just hoping that if this is voted on, that we can go, that we get the right individuals who will come in and to help improve what is already established and to help make it better, And so, yeah, that's kind of where I am. I don't want to keep asking a lot of questions because I see Dr. Tyson. He's so short, he got to reach to speak into the microphone. So I don't want to make him feel uncomfortable. But if that, I will make a motion that we would accept this opportunity for Monroe Middle School, and with hopes that it is going to help strengthen the foundation and to make things better at Monroe Middle School.
We have a motion. We have a second. All in favor? Aye. Is that everyone?
Thank you.
No. As you walking away, those teachers that perfect this, I just had a thought as Reverend Kirkpatrick and others was asking questions. They could very well become experts at that every couple of years they may take that power to other schools.
Right. Well, it's really going to be a 2-year period that we evaluate, and then we make the determination how we replicate it or how we grow it out to other grade levels or maybe other schools. So yes, it could be an experience that they have that they can share with others and help grow others through the process.
Thank you all so much. Thank you, Dr. Houlihan.
Can I ask, just not a really question, but can you, when you put this out there, because you said you're putting it out there tomorrow. Okay. Can you give us an update on the applications, just like where you're going with that, and if there's a lot of interest, et cetera? I'd like to know what the interest is on that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, good evening, members of the board. There are 4 policies and 1 administrative guideline for your review tonight. If you have any questions about them, I will try and answer them. Hearing none, thank you.
Thank you so much. One day somebody's going to have a question for you. Board comments.
Reverend Benson.
Yes, ma'am.
Back in February, the majority of the board approved an increase for the board stipends, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So, thank you. Since this time, the increase didn't happen. So, the question is, it didn't happen because, Reverend Benson?
Once we voted on it here, by statute, it goes to the Union County Board of Commissioners. And they have the opportunity to take action or not take action on it. And at this particular time, no action has been taken. And I believe, you hear things, but, it's probably not going to be met by them.
Okay.
So
then we didn't get the increase.
No.
right now, which is, I just want to put out there. Thank you.
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Okay.
Any other comments?
Yes, sir. One thing and this is for the community, those that may be listening, with the Monroe Middle School Initiative. This opportunity, I am hoping that it will shine, but it's going to take, in order for any school to be strengthened, it's going to have to take community involvement and parent involvement. So I am hoping that families who are listening, individuals who may have family members in District 1 who go to Monroe Middle School, you're going to have to support what's going on. Teachers can only do but so much, but you have to be present and you have to be there. And there are a lot of great parents out there for whatever reason. Some just can't fit into their schedules, but try your best to find time to be a part of every initiative for your school to be the best school within UCPS. All right. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The biggest room in the whole wide world is the room of improvement. So I think this is an opportunity for us to support the educators there that are there, support the initiative that has been presented to us tonight, and really, really make sure that you are your child or your children's number one advocate going forward. All right. So again, I'm looking forward to the great things that they're going to do, what they've already done. And I have high hopes for this initiative. And I'm just looking to see Monroe Middle School just thrive and strive the way that I know that they can. So,
Comments? All right. I have 2. The first one is thank you, Reverend Kirkpatrick. I, along with Reverend Kirkpatrick, sit on curriculum, and he was a driving force for having that pulled out as a single item. And so I believe that we're much better for it. So thank you for doing that. Also, I was so proud today to see South Providence School, one of their team members, get recognition. So we hear a lot about South Providence, so that gave an opportunity for South Providence to shine tonight. So we're extremely proud about that. With no other comments, announcements.
policy will meet on March the 19th at 8:00 a.m. Via Zoom.
March 26th is finance at 9 a.m. and then curriculum at 10 a.m. via Zoom. Sorry, facilities at 9 a.m. All right, March 26th, facilities, 9 a.m. Curriculum, 10 a.m. via Zoom.
And there will be no SPIT committee meeting this month?
Motion to adjourn. Second. All in favor?